Hi, I'm back. I am done with work. It was interesting. Crud. I say interesting. Am I going the wrong way? No, I'm going the wrong way. Okay. I'm trying to tighten this thing so that way. Okay. Crud. Okay. Yay! I think. Okay, it's a little bit better. Anyways, so what happened was that a couple of employees from work came by basically I was in the parking lot of a local college that's on the way here. And so what I did was that I went ahead and came over here, or parked, because I was like, okay, I don't like the sound that's making. I went ahead and parked, and then I was like, let me be kind of away from everybody else, so that way, people can sort of see me. So some of the employees came out. One of them actually, I asked him what he does, and he's a mechanic. He works as a mechanic at a shop. And so he was able to come out, change my tire. So, hey, yay! I had a professional, not just any guy who's like, I kind of know what I'm doing. Anyway, so that was him. And then one of the other employees, he went ahead and so he changed the tire. Whenever he changed the tire, he's like, this one's flat. So what he ended up doing, I am not a fan of my car. It's shaking due to the fuel injector. So what he ended up doing was that he's like, maybe it just needs air. So one of the other employees came out with an air pump and basically connected it to my outlet. Yeah, to the car outlet. And so I went ahead and we waited a few minutes, got it filled up with air. And then I was like, how much PSI does it need to be at? And he's like, we'll do it, stop at 25. I was like, okay. I think technically it's supposed to be 30, but oh well, it's okay. I think it'll still work. At least I can finally drive the vehicle now. So anyways, I went ahead and what did I end up doing? So yeah, I thankfully was able to drive to work. The guy who is a mechanic, he's like, I had a feeling I need to bring my air pump with me, but he didn't. So anyways, after that, he went ahead and what did he end up doing? I got inside the store, and then he sort of followed behind me just to make sure that my tire was still good. And it's like, okay, cool. And then at one point he passed me, and I was like, okay, whatever. And then he went forward, he was going back to his house. And I was like, okay, I guess he's done. I mean, he said he gets off at 9, but he could have ended up they could have been like, you can leave early. So I don't know. So anyways, I went inside the store, while they were getting their stuff done, with my tire. I went ahead and pulled my hair back into a ponytail, sprayed my hair with I'm rolling down the windows, that way I can hear any weird noises that are coming from my tire, basically. So I went ahead and what did I end up doing? I drove to the store, and then after I drove to the store, what did I end up doing? I stood there and waited, and I was like, hey, what do you want me to do? I had not clocked in yet. I was just like, let me go ahead and get this stuff done. Figure out what I need to do, and then I'll go ahead and clock in, basically. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. I got 5 hours worth. Yes! I appreciate any and all time. Yay. So anyways, I went ahead and what did I end up doing? my back. I went ahead and got inside. Oh wait, no, sorry. I need to go back some. So while I was over at the college parking lot, both of the workers were standing there helping me. Oh, by the way, these other videos, I actually took some videos where I was driving on the way over. And so I'll go ahead and upload it, and you'll see them tomorrow. Or like whenever I wake up, basically. So anyways, what ended up happening is that I was over there, and it was the driver. So like one of the drivers where like Domino's sign was on top. One of the other employees, so the other employee, the mechanic, during the daytime, he came and what else did he do? He came and he drove in his own vehicle, not in like the Domino's fleet vehicle, which is what I drive. So he came and did that, and it's like, okay, cool. So from there, they were over there, and then this other guy came over, and I was like, okay, cool, it's a third Domino's employee, and I'm thinking, like, it's the guy from yesterday. I guess he was like, okay, I'm gonna come by. So he comes over and he's like, oh, this is for whenever like you put it into your tire first, because like just in case your tire gets a flat in it, you fill it up with this particular like stuff. It's like $129 for me right now. So yeah. He's like, yeah, you fill it up with this stuff first. And then once you fill it up with the stuff, then you can go ahead. What was it that he said? He's like, yeah, you can fill it up with the stuff first. And then after that, you can go ahead and pump it full of air. And it's like, oh, okay, cool, thanks. And so, like, he left. I placed the stuff into my trunk. And I was like, okay, like, this is awesome. Like, a bunch of people from Domino's. Like, I really do appreciate this. So anyways, you know, get the tire changed, have air added to the vehicle, go over to Domino's. The mechanic, like, goes straight to his house. The other guy with the Domino's thing on top of his vehicle, just goes straight to Domino's, because, there we go. He goes straight to Domino's, and then, like, yeah, so it's like, okay, cool. So what ends up happening is that, okay, actually I might be able to still hear it with that window down. So I go over to Domino's, and I see this guy. I was like, oh, it's you. He's like, yeah, I'm the guy who worked yesterday. I was like, no, you're the guy who, like, brought by, like, the stuff to fill up the tire. And he's like, no, I wasn't there. I was like, what? And, like, one of the other employees was like, yeah, that was a different guy. I was like, but he looks just like him. Like, so basically it was two guys from Domino's, and then the other guy was just a random guy passing through who was like, oh, her tire is flat. And he, like, left and I basically came back with this stuff, and I was like, oh, this is wonderful. And then the mechanic guy, he ended up going to his house and picking up, I'm not sure if I told you, it's late, where he's like, yeah, basically, like, use this until you actually get your own light. No, it was like until you get your own, like, tire. And he's like, I understand you said you were planning on getting another tire tomorrow. So basically Friday, today technically, I will be getting another tire, because, like, that's my spare, quote unquote. The reason why I have quotes around spare is because basically it's a regular tire. And because regular spares, like donuts, they're only good for like maybe 1,000 miles or a certain amount of miles or less. And so what ends up happening is that it's good for a little while and then like it goes pop. So in this case, with this kind of spare, it's like you have the tire and it's actually a tire. It's like that way, once you trade off to a different tire, like you don't have to worry about putting on a new tire within like a few weeks. So it's like, okay, cool. So yeah. Yeah, and then once I got into work, I asked like what I need to do. I was like, I haven't clocked in yet, just tell me what I need to do. And so the manager on duty was like, go ahead and do dishes. So I went ahead and clocked in, started doing dishes, and did so many dishes. My feet are tired. So I went ahead and did dishes, and then about, I think like 9:30, maybe even about 9 or so, the manager comes by and is like, yeah, basically, what did she say? She was like, yeah, basically, we have a large order. It's about 25 items. So a lot of it was pizza. There were 2 that were pasta. It was like, I think it was like 23, 10, I think it was like around 23 or so pizzas. So 19, 20. It was around 23 pizzas, I think. 23 to 25. I'm pretty sure it's 23, but I'm not 100% certain. So she's like, it's larger, it's this. You go ahead and deliver it to a hotel. Do not go out to their room. Call them, have them go tell them to the lobby. I was like, okay, sounds good. Thumbs up. Or I gave the thumbs up, basically. Or I'm maybe embellishing in the story. I was like, okay, sounds good. And so, like, basically, I like get my stuff ready, and then once I have gotten my stuff ready, I go ahead, please, you're late, dear person. I went ahead, what did I do? What was it? I went ahead and took, got signed in. Went over to, I was told, call the person and then meet in the lobby. I was like, okay, that was the directions. So I called the person on the way over there, and then I hung up because I was like, oh, I need to pull up the map. I don't know how to get there at all. So I called the person, hung up, pulled up the map, started driving because I was like, I need to go. The person thankfully calls me back. I go ahead and basically let them know I'm about 8 minutes away or so from like the hotel. And he's like, cool, we're getting on the bus now. I was like, great. So from there, I went ahead, got over there. Once I got over there, what happened once I got over there? I got over there and I delivered the pizzas. Basically, it was in like 4 bags. One of the bags is like, okay, I can carry 10 pizzas. Or, yeah, 10 pizzas. And then I had 3 other bags. And it's like, okay. So I took all those pizzas over, delivered it to them. And then I'm checking to make sure that they have everything. I was like, okay, so they had the pizza, they had the forks, the pasta. Like, I know we had some pastas, they had the forks. Okay, good. And so, like, during that time, the guy is like, oh, I left you a tip on the app. I was like, okay, great. And then, like, I go out to the car, I check, and it's like, sometimes, I remember for tips, like, sometimes I'll make just $15, and that's working, like, 4 or 5 hours at, like, during, yeah, it's, like, 4 or 5 hours if I'm working on a Saturday. So, this guy, he left like a $27 tip. I was like, holy cow, that is more than like I receive during the day on Saturdays. So yeah, I was like, yeah. I only did that one delivery. That was it. All the other things, I think there were a few others that may have come through. I don't know. Whee! Okay, there we go. But I went ahead, what did I end up doing? I have some dishes that I need to wash, and then once I wash them, I can go ahead and have some food. No, I have a bowl. Never mind. I'll wash the dish tomorrow, I think. I'm thinking about having cereal with hemp milk. Hemp milk, it tastes horrible. Basically, it's not the greatest. Okay. My feet are tired. I need different shoes. I got the wrong kind of shoes. The shoes I have, they support you on the sides, but I place the majority of my weight on my heels and on the balls of my feet. So, hence why my feet are like, I'm tired. So, yeah, So, yeah, basically, aside from that one order, I basically did dishes the rest of the time. It was a little, yeah, so I only did dishes. Yeah. I was like, okay, great. And then one of the guys, the mechanic, he ended up showing me. I was like, yeah, because I'm like, have the gloves on, because I'm like, I can't wash dishes like just being like without gloves. I like just know it strips my hands of oils, and then I break out into a rash, and it's like itchy, like so itchy. And right now I'm out of medication, so I'm like, I can't, like, my medication does not work, and so I'm like, I can't, no, just especially not now. So I think some of the athletics are back, and I say that because we're back in our dorms, and then also the RAs are back, because I noticed that there are more vehicles around the different dorms. So, yeah, I went ahead, and what did I end up doing? So I did dishes, and I got at least a $27 tip, so I'm happy about that. From what I understand, it'll be on a card that I received, and it should be on the card, like, by tomorrow, or maybe another day, I don't know. So, And then also, oh, in regards to the $27 tip, so they basically bought like $145 worth of food. It was a lot of food. And it was like, what is that? It's like 20%. It's about 20% tip. So yeah, that was, thank you. Oh man. I appreciated them, so yeah. Anyways, I'll talk to you later. I just got back safely to the dorm. You will see the other videos whenever I wake up, so yeah. Anyways, I'll do some more videos tomorrow too. I don't know when exactly, but sometime tomorrow. Talk to you later. Let me know if there's anything else you want to talk about, and I'll respond then. So yeah, bye. I love you.